Ladies and gentlemen, this is another episode of What's Up Today. But then I've been wondering, how come the rest of the African countries are really struggling to do what Ibrahim Traore is doing now? There are several African countries that are struggling to even put up their own airlines. But what exactly is the problem? Is the problem from the system of government, or the problem is probably the personnel that are in charge of the whole country? This is What's Up Today, and my name is Nana Dynamic.
He's about to go now.
Ladies and gentlemen, now Burkina Faso, as we all know, they are not newbies to airlines. But there was a point in time where they dwindled. There was a point in time where they ceased operation. There was a point in time where everything went down. And this was the time where there was a consortium. So it wasn't fully owned by the government. It was owned by a consortium, a group of people who have come together to manage and run the operations of the Burkina Bay Airlines, or the Air Burkina. But now in 2024, after Captain Ibrahim Traore assumed office, he promised them that, look, there has to be a Burkina Airlines. So the one day, he promised that there has to be a relaunch. So he relaunched the Burkina Airline, the Air Burkina. And see, at a point, everybody thought, look, Ibrahim Traore was just joking. Like, it was just one of those things that when they assume office, they just feel like, they want to do things, they want to do this, they want to do that. Even at the time that Ibrahim Traore was planning on doing these things, his life was on the line. Because there were many allegations that other people wanted him out of the office. And so his life was on the line. Yet, this guy managed to put his ass down and then work tirelessly for Burkina Faso. And so that is the reason why I'm asking, say, the other African countries that are really finding it difficult to tag along, what is the problem? Is the problem about the personnel that are in charge? And now I say, the problem has always been the system of government. That is just making them not to be able to work to that maximum capacity. Burkina Faso now has its own, in fact, state-funded aircrafts. Like, they have two. They have the E190LR and then the E170. It is very beautiful. Very, very, very beautiful. When it was stated in 2014 that Burkina Faso, after relaunch of their airline, they are going to have this, certain people thought it was never going to be possible. Because Burkina Faso, as we all knew, is not that rich, to the extent that they can just be, as Ibrahim Traore is in office, they are making their roads, they are constructing their roads, they are doing this, they are doing that, kind of providing state housing, doing this, doing that, setting up tomato factories, setting up the wheat processing factories, the plants and stuff like that. In the midst of all this, they still went ahead to purchase 2 aircrafts to just commence operation. That is a very wonderful feat, honestly. And it could only be achieved by a leader who is so selfless. Let me just take you through time small. Ghana was once an icon. In fact, when we talk of some of these fleets, when we talk of ships, Ghana was once having like 6 ships. And it was even known the Black Star Line. What happened? Everything is gone. Up till now, Ghana is not being able to come back on top. Ghana hasn't been able to secure even one ship after Black Star Line and Nkrumah Firiwa Omuguno. Ghana used to have airways. So yeah, the famous Ghana Airways. Where are they? Everything is gone. Somewhere in June 2005, everything was down. In fact, it was shut down completely. June 2005. And from June 2005 to date, We don't even have one national airline as Ghanaians. You see, what makes it so sad is the fact that if you take into consideration the kind of resources that Ghana is having, you can't understand and you simply can't comprehend the reason why Ghana, as at now, from 2005, don't even have one airline. We can boast of probably like 4 airports. Yes, if we are taking like domestic and then the international airports, we have like 4. Probably it could even be over. But yet, we don't have one airline that we could say this is a state-owned airline like we used to have. So what is the problem? Is it that the leaders don't have that vision? Or they feel like it is not theirs to do? And in November 19th, 2013, the last DC-10 airline that we were having as Ghana Airways, they converted it into a restaurant through public-private partnership. They converted it to a DC-10 restaurant. Yeah, it was a good idea because at the time, Adeneku, nobody was patronizing it. It was shut down completely in 2005. And so if there is one aircraft left, which is not being used, then probably it could, if it is being converted to a restaurant, which could get money, that would be fine. But sad enough, we couldn't even sustain that one aircraft, that DC-10, which was converted into a restaurant. We couldn't sustain it. And that was also shut down. It was towed away. Last cry. It is also dead. So then you ask yourself, say, what are these leaders in the Sahel region doing? Recently, Mali, they've taken control over their lithium, and they are going to mine it themselves as a country. They've made it a state-owned lithium. Now, what are the others doing? No, I don't want to believe, say, democracy is crippling our leaders. I don't want to say that. And I don't even want to believe that. But it is making it more and more realistic, say. You see, anytime you look at what Ibrahim Traore is doing, anytime you look at what General Tiani and the likes are doing, then it is making the youth yearn more for probably an autocratic regime. Because see, when Burkina, during the democratic era, wasn't doing anything, but now, see what is happening there. Typically Ghana, look at what the country is having. Look at what some African countries are having. And they can't boast of anything. Anything, even the ones that they were having, Ghana is really struggling to put up a railway sector. In fact, to revive its railway industry. Is this not sad? Name one natural resources that probably generates much money, and I'll tell you where that resource is located in Ghana. Yet, look at the state of the country. If it's not the fact that we only enjoy it most when foreigners come to our country and they make it. We are proud when we help foreigners to make it in life than we helping our own fellow people. Look at how the government, in fact, government officials, look at how everybody is patronizing Zonda Company with their cars in Ghana. Look at how, in fact, our own president, Mahama, went there, sat in their car, and look at how they were. Those are all promotions. But how often do we do that for Kantanka? How many times do you see public officials promoting Kantanka? We don't do that. But you see, it is in our nature. We like to hail foreigners. We love foreigners more than ourselves. It's understandable. It's understandable because that is how we have been wired growing up. We see them as, people that are supposed to be held in high esteem. We understand up to that point. But to the point that you put your own down, to the point that you trample upon your own to embrace the foreigner, no, that is just the line. But it is what it is. Honestly, I still can't understand how come countries that were taken over by the military rules and what have you, I don't understand why they are making it. And up till now, the countries that pride themselves in democracy, the countries that are saying they are the beacons of democracy, the countries that tries to honor the rights and the privileges of the people, no, they are so finding it so difficult to stand on their feet. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Of course, this is What's Up Today. Let me know what you think is hindering the growth and development of the democratic countries in the whole African continent. Because if you tell me any other country that is in Africa that is seemingly progressing, there is a bit of autocracy in their system. Let me tell you of Rwanda. I can tell you of, what was happening in Libya before Gaddafi was, taking off. There are several precedences to what I'm talking about right now. So yes, let me know what you also think. Do you think, say, our problem has always been the system of government, or probably it is the people that we choose to hand over power to serve us in our public offices or in our public spaces? This is What's Up Today on Dynamic TV Plus.
Family 3940 here. Guess what? You are watching Dynamic TV Plus. Keep on watching, subscribe, share, then leave your comments. One time, good luck.